Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Just have a quick announcement. Our annual meeting is not next Sunday, but the Sunday after, so please make it a point to attend. We would love everyone in attendance, and we're going to still looking for board members. If anyone has an interest, please see one of us after the service. That's about it for announcements. All right.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. If you will, take a moment to get centered, relax, take a big cleansing deep breath. Allow yourself to become aware of pure being, knowing that wherever you go, wherever you are, God is and all is well. In this sacred space, we give thanks for community and for the ability to gather together and reaffirm healing and power and rejuvenation and regeneration as we welcome spring, as it allows us to become alive. And so we recognize that life is, and we accept life for all that it has for us. We give thanks for our blessing, our good, as it comes into being. We speak blessings on those that are on the way here, for those that tune in online, and we allow our individual selves and personalities to decrease, and we give space and give room for the presence of the Christ to speak to us and heal us and restore unto us all that we felt that we had lost. And it's in the name and the nature of all that is holy we affirm this service is blessed. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning, Unity family. It is good to be back.
Good morning.
This morning, I'm going to do Loving Kindness I wrote for Dharma. Originally, I wrote it for 15 minutes. I'm going to try my best to get into the 5-7 minutes, so bear with me. So, all right. Take a moment to get centered. Find a nice, comfortable posture. Gently close your eyes. And take a deep, cleansing breath, filling up your stomach and exhaling with the sound of ah. Take a minute to check in with your breath, and then imagine that you are sitting on a hilltop looking over all of humanity. And try and connect with everyone's ultimate desire to be safe, and be happy, just like you. And repeat the mantras. May you be safe.
May you be safe.
May you be healthy.
May you be healthy.
May you be happy.
May you be happy.
May you be at ease.
May you be at ease.
And may you be free from suffering.
May you be free from suffering.
Take a minute to reflect on one or all of these phrases, continuously offering it to all of humanity. And then imagine a bubble of love, green light, starting at your heart center, expanding slowly out to encompass you, then everybody at Unity, and all of Birmingham, and then eventually the whole world. And repeat the phrases. May you be safe.
May you be safe.
May you be healthy.
May you be healthy.
May you be happy.
May you be happy.
May you be at ease.
May you be at ease.
May you be free from suffering.
May you be free from suffering.
Now, imagine all of the meta energy that you have sent out through the course of this meditation. You are breathing in as a white light and is flowing down your spine, encompassing you with loving kindness. And repeat the phrases for yourself. May I be safe.
May I be safe.
May I be healthy.
May I be healthy.
May I be happy.
May I be happy.
May I be at ease.
May I be at ease.
May I be free from suffering.
May I be free from suffering.
Take a couple seconds to just rest in the energy of loving kindness and the divine presence of God. And then thank yourself for this practice. And gently open your eyes and return to the present moment.
Good morning, Unity.
Good morning. Good morning.
It is so good to be back in the house with people that I know and love, and I just want to offer up one song today. It's called I'm Here For You, and I invite you to worship along with me as we sing together. The chorus is no matter what time of day, no matter what comes our way, no matter what you're going through, the I am here for you. I see the pain behind your smile. I hear the words you hold inside. I know just what you're going through. I'm here for you. When you feel sad and all alone, when you don't feel like going on, lift your head, keep moving through. I'm here for you. No matter what time of day, no matter what comes our way, no matter what you're going through, I'm here for you. When your blue skies turn shades of gray, and you just can't seem to find your way, remember to call my name. I'm here for you. And when the rain starts to pour, and you feel like you can't take no more, don't give up, don't give in. I'm here for you. No matter what time of day, no matter what comes our way, no matter what you're going through, I'm here for you. When everything's gone astray, I'll make it all okay. Believe in me, and you will see. I'm all you'll ever need. Just fall on your knees. I'm here through thick and thin, until the very end. No matter what time of day, no matter what comes our way, no matter what you're going through, I'm here. No matter what time of day, no matter what comes our way, no matter what you're going through, no matter what time of day, no matter what comes our way, matter what you're going through, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Dr. Julian Owens, yeah, and Brother Rick, and Meditator, Brother Jacob, and all of you, if you will, join me for a brief healing treatment. Just rest in that wonderful, wonderful melody, knowing that the presence of God, the presence of good is here for you, here with you. It's your higher self. In Jewish mysticism, it's referred to as your holy guardian angel, sitting watch over the self as you move through life. Although it feels far, and although it feels like it's way out there in the ethers, but it's actually right here with you. It's closer to you than your very next breath, leading you and guiding you into your next evolution, your next calling, your next vocation. It's with you. It is you. Feel the presence of God. Feel what it's like to rest and relax. Knowing that when you let go, that God within, the Christ principle, takes over and takes control. This is your inheritance. This is your gift from life itself. Myrtle Fillmore says that the goal of prayer isn't to get an answer. The goal of prayer is communion with God. It's spiritual realization. So even if you don't get the thing that you're asking for, by learning to rest in this awareness and seeing what it feels like, you get all things. Son, daughter, child, knoweth not that all that I have is thine. You don't need to ask for it. In this space, claim your oneness with God. And in your oneness with God, everything you could possibly imagine is right there in potential form. Take a deep breath when you're ready to come back to the room. In through the nose, release the divine sound of as you let it all go. You're coming back to the room, and so it is. Point your hands at the camera, if you will. Let's send this energy to those that are watching online. Say this with me. Divine love, in us blesses and multiplies all that you have, all that you hear, and all that you receive. Know in this moment you are loved and you are safe. And so it is. Our ministry is supported by partners like you. Remember to log on to unitybham.org and click on giving. Our moderators are on standby, so if you do have any prayer requests, please post it in the chat. Also, like and subscribe, YouTube and Facebook, and share this message with a friend. Amen, somebody. Because liking and subscribing is important. That's how we get this message out. So you have to remember, your virtual audience is still a member of your community. So if you are watching online, I encourage you, preachers, ministers, whoever's out there, podcasters, engage with the virtual people because they are a part of your community too. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Say this opening affirmation with me. How good and pleasant it is for people to dwell together in unity. That is it's an affirmation that I say all the time, and it's really, really true because the process of coming together does so much for us. Sometimes we get on our highs from our caffeine and we go about our days and our weeks and, we're Mr. and we're Mrs. Independent. I don't need nobody. I'm all right by myself. And then you go to sleep at night and that cold air hits your ankle. And then it hits your leg, and then you turn over to the wrong side of the pillow. You ever turn over on the wrong side of the pillow? The side that's cold, not warm? It's like, ouch, oof. Isolation can be a good thing as you're working things out and working through things, but at some point, you have to come back into community. So again, if you are watching online, find a spiritual community. If you're in Birmingham, come on to church. Come on to Unity of Birmingham. But I am happy on a personal level to be here with you all because even though I get to represent your higher self and really
repeat back to you the things that you already know, but all of us forget sometimes. It's good on a personal level for me to be amongst people and to be in the community of faith this morning because it rejuvenates your soul, you know? It rejuvenates your spirit. Many times we have to go out into the world and it's almost like you're strangers. You know, you're navigating this journey and you're meeting all these different people and you have to kind of start over. Hey, how you doing? How's the weather? Oh, it's fine. What's your favorite color? Oh, you like this here? But on Sunday mornings, I get to come amongst people that already know me. Doesn't it feel good to go to a place where everybody knows your name?
Yeah.
Put your hands together for that. And I'm always glad. Good. It also helps to close what they call the stress cycle. So throughout life, you know, we go and we do our thing and we work out and we live life and we're amongst people. Our nervous system goes up and it goes down and we individuate, but there's this special need that we have as people for belonging and taking 10 minutes out of your day to go online and find a community. Find something to watch, find a group to be in, or taking a couple hours out of your weekend and just coming on Sunday morning, sitting amongst people and breathing in that good, positive air. It does wonders for me. And so, with that said, I want to go ahead and get to the point. Like, come on, Rev, come on with it. Let me warm up first. This morning, today's topic is the healing power of time. Say this with me, the healing power, of time. And this is part 2 of our series on regeneration as we are welcoming in spring. But also, we're in the middle of the Lenten season, and this is also Women's History Month. Put your hands together for all the women that are here in the house. We honor divine women, and we honor you regardless of your gender pronoun. We honor the presence of God that shows up as you in the sacred space that you occupy. And with that, my inspiration for today's talk, I turned to one of the matriarchs of this house, Catherine Ponder, as I was in the process of just sitting with Spirit and thinking about what regeneration means to me as a theme, and then what is the healing power of time? What does that mean and how does it all tie together? And not directly, but Catherine Ponder spiritually spoke to me and led me to one of her teachings inside of the dynamic laws of the dynamic power of living. Sorry, can't get the words out this morning. And the quote that I stumbled upon was this quote. And it's very simple. Repeat this after me. My ships come in when I send them out. And what that has to do with the nature of time is that you have to invest in the thing that you want to experience. We're talking about regeneration. Anything in your life that you feel is dying or has died, in order for it to come back again and come back to life, you have to invest in its future. And for anyone that has ever lost anything, I often say, especially here in this house, that you never really lose anything that God gives you, right? And anything that breaks down, the seed from it, it crumbles up into seed forms and it becomes the fertilizer for all of the new stuff that's blossoming in our life. But the growth experience, waiting for it to come up, waiting for it to manifest, waiting for it to happen, that stuff takes time. It does. And say this with me, time is on my side.
Time is on my side.
Now, the Greek understanding of time is that we have to force it and we have to fight against it. Who's ever been a part of the rat race? You know, that experience where you have to fight and you have to hurry, you got to make it happen, you got to rush from here to there. In the Greek mythologies, it said that Kronos was the father of time. In fact, it's where our word chronology comes from. And so Kronos had to fight and had to force. And it was through this fighting and forcing that all the other wonderful powers were released. All of his children were released through time, sort of in a violent act. And it's where our understanding of time comes from a Greek mythology perspective. But spiritually speaking, time is our friend, it's not our enemy. It's not something that we have to force. In fact, time is a method by which information from the spiritual realm, which is the realm of first cause, comes into manifestation. It's the space and it's the place where healing can take place, where wonderful experiences can take place, where joy can take place, and you can experience it in all of its fullness. It's also the process by which information from the past comes over into the present and then seeps into what's called an unknowable future. And so in that space, you get a chance to laugh, you get a chance to learn, you get a chance to cry, you get a chance to be healed. And through all of that, growth happens. But you can't have growth unless you have time. Who's ever experienced something bad? It's hard to appreciate the good without the bad. But through the combination of good and bad, all of these experiences, growth happens. Things get better. Things change. And watch this. Here's the most important part. The divine, God, the presence of good gets a chance to know itself in a way that it has not known itself before. It's almost like God within, or the Christ principle, the Christ presence, the universe sits in eternity, metaphorically speaking, and folds back into itself and experiences a side of itself that it's never experienced before. It moves from the space of omniscience, from all-knowing, into a space of unknowing and gets a chance to experience itself. And that sounds deep and it sounds wonderful and it sounds mystical. But if you can think about it in a simpler time, imagine relearning something for the first time. Imagine going back to school again. Some of you are like, nah, I won't go back to school. But working with older adults, I found that when you have reached a certain place and stage and age in life, and you go back and experience life again, it's like you can appreciate it more. You can appreciate all the nooks and crannies, the ups and the downs, even though the downs aren't necessarily fun. You have a new perspective on things. And you need all of that in order to move past your growing edges, because all of us have growing edges. The Fillmores say that the presence of God, the presence of good, the Christ presence, it's enfolded within us, right? But in order for the Christ presence to come to full fruition, we have to grow. Things have to blossom. The Christ in you is already perfect. It's this other stuff that we're working on. So Myrtle Fillmore's response to that is to give it time. Allow these teachings, allow the presence of life to blossom within you and metabolize in your system. And through that growth process, sometimes mucky stuff comes up. But say this with me. Everything that comes up needs to be healed. Now, it can be embarrassing because sometimes you think you've gotten over things and you look and it's still there. It's like, boy, I thought I fixed that. Oh, let me go back and look at it again. But life is about constantly growing and constantly evolving. Not so much achievement per se, although achievement is a part of it. But growing and evolving is about learning and relearning again. Like the famous poet T.S. Eliot, who talks about experiencing experiences for the first time. William Blake, a wonderful mystic who thought about all of these things, he has a wonderful quote where he says, we are often led to believe a lie. But he said, let me take it from the beginning. He says that we are sometimes bounced from pole to pole and led to believe a lie. There we go. Because we look with and not through the eye of that which was born in the night to perish in the night, while the soul sleeps in beams of light. And what that means is we get confused sometimes because the stuff that we see out here makes us feel like we are separate from God, separate from good, or that if I pray and my prayers aren't answered fast, that I'm not doing it right, or that something's wrong with me. But I think, spiritually speaking, that the presence of God, the presence of good, the presence of life utilizes time to help us. And so my invitation to you on today is to work with the stuff of your life. See the stuff of your life that shows up on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday as a part of your teachings, as a part of your growth potential. These are the things that you can use as you move through life to help you grow and blossom into the full expression of the Christ that you are. And give yourself permission to relax, knowing that it's going to take time. Even if you're already great, we all got some learning to do. We all got some growing to do. And that learning stuff is the stuff that penetrates the soul, because although the spirit is perfect and complete, the soul still has so much growing to do. But aren't you glad today that God hadn't forgotten about your soul? It's like in the New Testament where Jesus reaches out or calls forward Lazarus. And Lazarus, in the metaphysical, spiritual unity understanding, does represent the soul. All of these qualities that we have, our quirks and our snarkiness and our avoidant tendency and our clinginess. But the voice of the Christ, the voice of God within, still speaks to that, still calls that forward, because you're going to need that too. So while eternity is in our hearts, time is still something that we work with. Our souls have to grow, they have to blossom. I want to point your attention to a unity principle that ties into this message. It's unity principle number 5. Repeat this principle with me. It is not enough to know the truth. We have to live the truth that we know. So we got to live this thing out. We got to live this thing out. And that's why spiritual practice can be fun sometimes, and sometimes it's not so fun. It's like, I don't want to go to church. I don't want to be reminded about all the stuff that I've gotten wrong. But here's the thing. I would rather be uncomfortable for a little while so that I can be comfortable for a long while. So we let God help us. We allow these teachings to work on us. My invitation to you, a second time, is that every day that you wake up, you don't have to be deep, you don't have to be wonderful, you don't have to be mystical. Take your time, find one principle, find one teaching, one affirmation that works for you. Read it to yourself, participate in it, sit with it, and let it carry you throughout your day and throughout your week. And you'll see some of the same things that we complain about every day, that in time, they get healed, they get changed, they grow, and things do get better. Say this affirmation with me. Things do get better in time. Sometimes we rush, because we really, really want things to happen immediately. The Buddhist understanding, for example, says that it's not so much our clinging or our avoiding that really causes us pain. It's our unwillingness to let go. Because we feel that if we let go, then the world will just go to pieces. But when you let go, or when you stop and when you pause, something else within you takes over. Because you never fully let go. You just let loose of the reality or the inner experience or the inner thought that you have to do things your way, that things have to manifest, or your life has to look the way that you imagine it to look. Say this with me. This or something better. So the presence of God, the presence of good, moves through time and blossoms your life beyond what you could ask or think. Because sometimes we don't ask for the right things. Who's ever prayed for something? I said this a couple weeks ago, and get it and look at it like that ain't what I want no more. Can I give it back? But there are no receipts in the universe. You can't return people. Well, I mean, you kind of can. But it's very difficult and costly, right? So you allow life to work with you and to work on you, and you live into and through your experiences. Repeat this affirmation with me, then we'll move a little deeper. Speak to this mountain. Tell it to be removed. And it will disappear. Powerful affirmation and powerful teaching from the New Testament. But sometimes mountains don't move with the first time you say it. You got to say it again and again and again. And over time, you'll find that while you're working with the law and you're working with spiritual principle and you're making these declarations, that things do change. But here's how they change. Either one, the thing that you're dealing with that's uncomfortable, either it completely moves out of the way based on your command and based on your word, or two, through the process of life, you get close to it. Because sometimes when we speak to things, we talk from afar. It's like, what, say it with your chest, I can't hear you. What you say? You want me to what? You move a little closer to it, and a little closer to it, and then you find out that the mountain you were talking to is actually a tiny hill. It just looks scary from afar. So God, the Christ within, your higher self, the presence of life, it teaches you all of these things. That the only thing to fear is yourself. I think it was Marianne Williamson who said that our greatest fear is that we are more powerful than we could ever imagine. And when you become aware of that, your whole perspective changes. It's not so much about trying to make things happen out there. Say this with me. I don't need to fix this stuff out here. I'm going to fix my thinking. Because when you fix your thinking, you fix your mind, you fix your consciousness by living into these teachings, by picking one principle, one thing to work with, you'll find that you don't have to force the ideas to come to fix your life, that you can work through time, take your time, and you can heal your life because the things that you need to do, they just kind of come to you. You have revelation, you have insight, and through that revelation and that insight, which comes from your higher self, it's like magically things fall into place. But it's not you. It's not by your might. It's not by your own power. It's by the presence of God that shows up as you. So what do you mean? Sometimes you just got to pause. You got to take a step back. You got to take a knee. And you have to give it over to God fully. You have to let go. And through that process of letting go, the right idea will come, the right conversation, the right thing to do. Even if you can't figure it out right now, you have to trust yourself. There's a wonderful scripture that says that if you believe in God, believe also in me. Reverend Ike's son, Bishop Eichencoder, says that you can't believe in God and not believe in yourself. Say this with me. I believe in God.
I believe in
And I
God.
believe also in me.
I believe also in me.
And this is a mystical saying because the self of yourself is God. So when you believe in yourself, you are believing in God. You just have the right understanding of God at this point because you see God as your intelligence, God as your courage, God as your wisdom, instructing you, telling you what to say, what to do, how to act, what to think as you are navigating the courses of your life. And then, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, change happens, regeneration happens, growth happens, things get better. Or faces change and better comes through a different face. Just to ground this teaching even more in scripture, I want to tell you a story as I work to close this message. The story comes from the book of Ezekiel. Last week we talked about Ezekiel, but I want to take you to the first and second chapters. If you have a Bible or a phone, or if you have time later in the week, I encourage you to Google it because it's a wonderful, wonderful story. The meat and potatoes of it, I'll give it to you now, and some of the mystical teachings I'll tell you offline and off camera. For those that are watching online, you got to come to church for this one. So the setting is 570 to 590 BCE. The 6th century. Talked about it on last week, but what's so important about the 6th century is that while Ezekiel the prophet was dealing with oppression, the oppression of his people, not being able to be comfortable where he was because he was transplanted from his home to a foreign place, the world was also experiencing love because Sappho was alive. And Sappho was in Greece talking about the bitter sweetness of life, or the sweet, bitter experiences of life. And that is a spiritual principle in and of itself. It shows you that life can get better because while I'm experiencing suffering and uncomfortability as I'm navigating the stuff of my own life, that at the same time, someone else is being healed. And that shows you the dichotomy of life. So right now, though I'm uncomfortable, guess what? I can celebrate you. I can celebrate you because I know that by celebrating you, that God's not going to forget about me too. Because it's the spirit of celebration, it's the spirit of praise, it's the spirit of happiness, it's the spirit of joy that really brings about the healing. And if you can't find it in yourself, find it somewhere else, find it anywhere. And when you find it in people, the right people, guess what? If you feel like you can't put it back in you, they'll help you do it. And so Ezekiel navigates all of these things. At the same time that Ezekiel is experiencing this trauma and this dilemma, he realizes this is a myth, that he's not the only one. The myth suggests that there were other people that were transplanted there and that were experiencing uncomfortability. One of the individuals was a person by the name of Daniel. Who remembers Daniel from the Old Testament? Although we can't prove that Daniel and Ezekiel knew each other, they both were transplanted at the same time by King Nebuchadnezzar to a place beyond the borders of their homeland. And so Ezekiel experiences a vision, because he needs to hear from life. He needs to hear from the divine. And I think all of us know this particular story about him seeing this wonderful, wonderful vision in the sky of these beautiful angels with 4 wheels, 4 faces in different directions. And there's so much movement going on. The wheels are spinning. The faces are pointing in different directions. And in his mind and in his body, he's like, what is this? And what he sees on a mystical level, believe it or not, although it seems like an otherworldly experiences, he captures a vision of his own soul. Although he feels in his body that he's in bondage and he's uncomfortable, he catches a glimpse of what eternity looks like. He catches a glimpse of how free he can be if he says yes. He catches a vision of the potential for healing to move through time by allowing eternity to kiss time. And believe it or not, he sees a vision of us way, way, way back then. Although the image is strange, all of these angels, these four, and you can think about the number 4 and all of the connections that it makes. North, south, east, and west. He sees the totality of the human experience. He sees all of life itself unified together as one. Plant life, mineral life, animal life, human life, all together as one. And all of this he experiences while he's still in bondage, which shows you that true freedom is right here in the mind. Even if things don't physically change in my life, I can free my mind and then my body will follow. Say this with me, free your mind, and then your body will follow.
And your body will follow.
There are limitless infinite possibilities. And the presence of God, which shows up uniquely as you, understands your life. And so your life, if you say yes to this presence, can be co-created in such a way that it fits and works just for you. It may not work for anyone else, but it can work for you. And so at some point in 570, Ezekiel moves off the scene and he dies. In 570 BCE, Sappho also dies. So the world loses a prophet and the world loses a lover. But then in 570 BCE, the world gains a philosopher by the name of Pythagoras, who goes over to Egypt and Karnak and learns about the pyramids and comes back and gives us the Pythagorean theorem to teach us about how to study triangles and shapes and geometry and philosophy. And a lot of our mysticism comes from that. So at the moment that the world loses prophecy and mysticism and love, the world gains wisdom. You see how beautiful life is? Healing can happen through time if you but expand your vision, if you allow yourself to see your life through the eyes of God, to see your life through the eyes of potential, to see your life through the eyes of the person that you wish to become. Because guess what? You are becoming it. You can't watch your nails grow. You only look back after they've grown. But God within sees every micro moment of progress that you make. So reward yourself. Thank yourself. Because growth is happening, change is happening, and good is coming into your life, even though you can't see it. So to close this message, I want to tell you, as you are working on these principles and you are working to see your life anew, when you want to run with it. And when you can't run and you're tired, walk. And when you can't walk, rest a while and know that the presence of God within will carry you the rest of the way. Thank you for listening. Peace out. Our offering. For those that are tuning in online, remember to log on to unitybham.org and click on giving. Those that give in-house, our ushers are on their way forward, and LaDonna's going to give us a special selection. Take it away, LaDonna.
All right, everybody. We're going to ask for your help again today. Please stand up, and Julian's going to help out. So is Rick. And we're going to play left and right and left. Everybody just shift your weight back and forth. And make sure you're in movement, because movement is how we change. All right, here we go. Time is on my side. Time
Sing this with me. We bless this offering.
Bless this offering.
Knowing it will be used for the building of this ministry. We declare it will return back to us. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And so it is. Put your hands together for yourself.
Let there be peace on earth. Remain standing. Prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us.
I am the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
I am the power of God.
The presence of God watches over us.
I am the presence of God.
Wherever we are, God is.
Wherever I am, God is, and
All is well. Thank you.
That's